We welcome you to join us for fall formation at St. Mark's Episcopal Church. We read in Acts chapter 2 that from the very earliest days of the church, believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and fellowship, the breaking of bread, and the prayers. In our baptismal vows, we in the Episcopal Church promise to continue to strive to pattern our lives in this way. Each week, we at St. Mark's come together for teaching and fellowship, for worship and prayer. Every Sunday at St. Mark's, we gather at 9:30 for worship, 10:45 for fellowship, and 11:15 for groups and classes. We want to introduce you to some of the leaders of these groups and classes and invite you to participate. I'm Mother Sylvia, and I'm one of our Godly Play leaders at St. Mark's. Godly Play is a Montessori-based approach to supporting the spiritual growth of children of all ages. It's both deeply grounded in the Christian tradition and also profoundly spacious and open-ended. In each session, we'll share a sacred story. We'll sing and wonder and pray together, and we'll enjoy quiet time for our own individual contemplation and creative work. Godly Play is for anyone, ages 3 and up. Registration is appreciated, but drop-ins are always welcome. Godly Play will begin on Sunday, September 18th.
Hello, my name is Heather Gom, and I'm going to be teaching the stories of the Hebrew Bible. Now, what is the Hebrew Bible, you might ask? Well, it's what we call the Old Testament stories, and they're kind of gory sometimes, and kind of fun, and miracles happen, and God's people don't always do exactly the right thing, and they get into trouble sometimes. But that's all right, because God loves us and He has a plan for us, and so I want you to come and hear all these wonderful stories.
Our Stories of the Hebrew Bible class begins Sunday, September 18th, and is appropriate for older children, ages 8 and up.
Hi, I'm Deacon David, and I'm going to be helping with our middle school class, and we are going to be continuing our study of holy troublemakers and unconventional saints. Our class is based around this book by Deneen Akers. We started it last spring and we enjoyed it a lot. We're going to expand a bit this time. We're going to be talking about our Christian faith, what we believe and why we believe it. We're going to dig a little deeper into the Episcopal Church. Why are we Episcopalians? What do we think and how do we act? And then take all those forms of belief and then find out how other people, how they bring what we believe to be God's kingdom here on earth. We'll get together, we'll talk a lot, we'll share, and we'll plan how we can make this world a better place.
Holy Troublemakers begins September 18th. It's open to folks middle school aged and older. Registration is appreciated but not required.
Hi, I'm Harriet Cole. I love to help people learn to tell stories. I'll get to do that this fall during Game of Thrones Meets the Crown, Sacred and Sordid Stories of Kings and Queens. It's the shenanigans in the House of David. We'll spend the first 2 sessions learning how to craft and tell stories, and the last 6 telling and listening. Registration is recommended for this course, but walk-ins are very welcome, and listeners are greeted with open arms. There's nothing like a listener for any storyteller. The class starts on October 2. See you then.
My name is Bruce Redford, and I'm a retired professor of literature and art history. This fall at St. Mark's, I'll be offering a course called Devices and Desires, the Book of Common Prayer and its Literary Legacy. Those of you who read detective fiction may associate the title Devices and Desires with a superb novel by P.D. James, but both James and I are borrowing from the BCP, whose eloquent prayer of general confession contains the words, "We have followed too much the devices and desires of our own hearts." Those 2 alliterative words, devices and desires, take us to the heart of this enduring masterpiece, which forms the cornerstone of Anglican devotional practice. This cornerstone, a house built upon rock, in the words of the Gospel, is a profound book of ritual, profound in its spiritual wisdom and in its eloquent language. By means of its ceremonial patterns, the book gives us devices for understanding and articulating our deepest desires. Together, we'll take up Archbishop Thomas Cranmer's invitation to read, mark, learn, and inwardly digest this work for the ages.
Devices and Desires begins on October 2nd and is open to adults and older teens. No registration required. In addition to these Sunday offerings, we also offer weekday classes, including a hybrid Bible study on Thursdays at noon and a weeknight Inquirers class on Zoom. For more information, go to our website, www.stmarksabq.org. You'll find the schedule of classes, as well as links to register, under the Nurture tab. We hope you'll join us and invite a friend.